8 unexpected foods that devout Christians shouldn't eat. 1. Anything made with fat or blood. This is clearly spelled out in Leviticus 3.
This is a lasting ordinance for the generations to come, wherever you live. You must not eat any fat or any blood.
There's no explanation given. 2. Anything killed by another animal. Exodus 22 mentions this rule.
You are to be my holy people, so do not eat the meat of an animal torn by wild beasts. Throw it to the dogs.
Carnivorous animals were considered unclean. Thus they would transfer their stains into the meat. 3. Unclean birds. Both Leviticus and Deuteronomy contain bird-eating rules. Any bird considered clean is okay to eat, but the list of unclean birds is very, very long. It includes eagles, vultures, falcons, ravens, owls, gulls, and more. Ospreys, cormorants, storks, and herons are also taboo. The Bible doesn't precisely outline the reasoning behind it, but birds of prey are generally considered inedible. 4. Any kind of seafood except fish, mussels, clams, oysters, lobster, all that stuff is banned. Leviticus 11 says,
But all the creatures in the seas or streams that do not have fins and scales, you are to regard them as unclean. You must not eat their meat.
These creatures were seen as bottom feeders and scavengers. Crabs and lobsters were thought to eat carrion. Things like oysters and mussels were believed to consume muck. 5. Rabbit. Leviticus chapter 11 verse 6 says,
The rabbit, though it chews the cud, does not have a divided hoof. It is unclean for you.
In fact, rabbits don't chew cud. Ruminants are considered okay to eat, but rabbits aren't ruminants and have no hooves at all. 6. Son nakchi. Live octopus. Son nakchi is a popular Korean dish. There are 2 biblical reasons why Christians can't eat it. For starters, octopuses have no fins or scales. That makes them taboo. But there's more, as Genesis chapter 9, verse 4 to 6 says,
But you must not eat meat that has its lifeblood in it.
Octopus isn't the only animal that's eaten alive. Some cuisines have dishes that feature live shrimp, frogs, and even bats. 7. A baby goat, prepared in a particular way. Exodus chapter 23 verse 19 reads,
Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk.
This sounds like a weirdly specific prohibition to make, but this practice was an ancient Canaanite fertility ritual. Since it was pagan, the Jewish Bible banned it. 8. Insects and creeping things. Certain insects were acceptable as food. These included the locust, katydid, cricket, and grasshopper. They're mentioned in Leviticus 11, which says,
All other flying insects that have 4 feet shall be an abomination to you.
Creeping things that crawl upon the earth are considered unclean. This applies to worms, caterpillars, snakes, snails, lizards, and moles. If an unclean thing falls into a clay pot of water, it's considered tainted. The pot must be broken. If the carcass of a creeping thing touches the oven, it must be broken as well.